Hey YouTube, what's going on? This is Cheeseboy628 here today giving you week 10 of NPL Season 7. I'm Cheeseboy628 of course, and we're facing the Bayern Mewnich, headed by Shoddy. So we've got an interesting battle with us. Let's talk about the context here, why this battle could mean things. So we already have everyone in our conference that's set, almost everyone in the other conference. Now, here's the thing. It actually can be very variable to the end as to who gets first, second, and third, because it depends on, while I face Shoddy, who does not have a chance to get in, he still has to worry about relegation and certain things, so he does still want to win. So there is still some incentive for him to want to try for this battle, so I am going to try my best, of course. And the other battle that is significant is the Sydney Sharpedos and Tampa Bay Frogadiers. They are facing each other, and as you can see, they are the top two in the conference. I'm unfortunately trailing by just a little bit, but I'm guaranteed at least third, which means I will at least face the second seed. If not, I will face the fourth seed if I get to first. Hopefully that makes sense to you. So this is huge. Verd, the coach of the Tampa Bay Frogadiers, got 4-0 against Shoddy. So Tampa Bay and Sydney have not battled yet, but I need to have at least a 4-0 for me to even be considered for getting first place, because that would be suggesting that Verd wins by a 1-0 victory against Gypsy. Obviously, I want to win by as much as possible, albeit I do win, but you know, that would have to be that condition. But I need at least a 4-0 for me to really consider, like, you know, having a chance at first place. Otherwise, I'm bound to be second or third. Now, I mean, if I do all that and Tampa Bay still loses to Sydney, then it doesn't even matter. At most, I would get guaranteed second place in that case, because I would have a higher win-loss ratio than Frogadiers, and Sydney would easily beat me by differential. So with that all said, let's explain the team real quick. Shoddy and I have really different time zones, so someone's probably yeah, so we finally got this battle set. It took forever for us to do, but we finally got it to work. And so yeah, we're gonna go to Team Builder, talk about what we're doing here. So I have Fizdef Amoongus. This is just to handle every physical mon on his team essentially, and it will do that quite well. Barring some like ice punches, that's about as crazy as it gets. Maybe a braver, but either way, from Skarm, Amoongus is going to take it. So we got Rocky Helmet to really hurt those physical hitters. We got Raikou, Shukaberry, there's Seismitoad and Nidoqueen, where I actually just recently switched Thunderbolt for HP Grass, because I'm like, well, if I'm going to be able to take a ground hit, I might as well have something to hit them back, right? So that's why I got HP Grass and Extra Sensory for the respective mons, and that way I can live a ground hit as long as, you know, I'm around 60% or so. We got Mega T-Tar, which is pretty nice against him because of Latios. So yeah, I can just bring that in pretty freely on that case. If he decides to bring it, then I get the DD. There's a couple of things I get to DD on, so just think of that. Swallow got Specs. This is enough speed to, I don't know, it's to outspeed something in specific. I think it's base 110s. Yeah, so unfortunately I couldn't do Modest in that case, so I just put the rest in bulk. Finally we got, well, not finally, we got Assault Vest Donphan. Haven't run that too much, but it's pretty nice against this team for a good series of mons. You know, already has a natural physical bulk, and then get that nice special from Assault Vest. Got all great moves on it. And then finally, you may be wondering where Stealth Rocks are. Well, we got it on our Scarf Heatran. I'm not sure how this is going to play out, but I like the Scarf Magma Storm. It's nice to take things on, surprisingly. So that's kind of what we got going on, especially if like Magma Storm a Latios that comes in, then I get to easily bring in Latios, or bring in T-Tar on it, and he can't like try to double switch me. So anyway, that's what we got going on, and let's just get into, oh, was that would make sense as to, what am I doing? Yeah, I was like, I always forget to switch this at the last second, so that could have sucked. But yeah, we are going to battle. GLHF, my dude. So, yeah, basically, so, again, So right now we're on alts actually because this is the last week, and since differential is huge in this week, we are doing these battles secretly. So it's just between me and him. We're not going to be inviting anyone to this battle because this differential will affect how people play their battles. Like if someone doesn't want me to be in a certain position, they could win or lose by a certain amount, you know, that kind of thing. And it does apply to a couple groups, I believe, just in regards to at the very least positioning. Maybe not for like actually making it to the playoffs or not, but he was really suspecting Mewnich, huh? Funny. So anyway, let's talk about his team. So I imagine he brought a lot to try to handle it. This is it, my dude. He thinks just because I don't have Mewnich is not a real team. Trust me when I say these EVs were played properly. Anyway, so let's see. This Scarf Heatran should be able to outspeed Weavile from my recollection. I did put in all my custom sets already, so that should be fine. All out attacker. So we got 277. Let's see. Come on, phone. I always use my phone for the calculation. So 277 times 1.5 is 415, which definitely outspeeds. So cool. So yeah, he's I guess he's really feeling it, if you will. Cool. So what to do, you know? I don't want him to start with Mega King. That could be annoying for sure. Honestly, kind of think about it, I don't have a lot to take on Mega King. And I'm really wondering what my... Oh, that's right. I have Rocky Helmet and Moongus to handle Mega King. Let's start with Heatran. See what he decides to do. He starts with Latias. Okay. That's fine. I wonder what he's going to do here. I mean, there's no way he's going to bring in Skarm. To be honest, it's been a while since I made this team. He could have Earthquake on this. He very well could have Earthquake, and that wouldn't be fun. But I don't know what he'd necessarily go for here. Like, I don't want to lose Heatran turn 1 just so I can get rocks up. Like, that'd be annoying. And I can totally see him going for Earthquake if he so has it. But I mean, we don't know. Let's see. So what would he safely switch in on this? You'd think Mega King would be his best if he was to not have Earthquake. So with that in mind, I think the safest switch is to go to... He didn't bring Nidoqueen or Seismitoad, so this Raikou set isn't super useful. We got Shadow Ball, isn't that great? But yeah, well, let's go to Swallow, see what happens. Yeah, so he does have Earthquake. Cool, so it was just good to test that out. And I'm just going to press U-turn 100%. And we'll see. We don't know what kind of set he is yet, we just know he has that coverage. So I outspit, which means he's not Scarf. And don't know what he's necessarily gonna go for here. Honestly, T-Tar its best bet is against this Latias here. Other than that, it's like against Skarm, and so that doesn't really matter. So we're gonna go right to T-Tar. We're gonna see what he decides to do as he goes for a Toxic. Okay, that's fine. So here, it's a pretty safe play to go for Fire Punch. Because basically I don't want to go for Earthquake on a Cobalion even though it'll do more. It's just also we know he's more of a stally Latias, so that's good to know. Again, remember that I need to try to preserve these Mons as much as possible, so that's going to be very important. So we're going to go for a Fire Punch here. We're going to Mega Evolve, go for a Fire Punch. As he goes into Skarm, we'll see if he is Rocky Helmet or not. He is Akaberry, actually. So that's cool to note. And I guess we can go to Heatran. I think Heatran's probably the best bet. He's probably going to get his rocks up here. I don't really want to stay in. This is still in good health to be able to handle Latias. And yeah, that's essentially that. He doesn't have a defog, or he could have a defogger, but that's about it. So here he doesn't really have a switch into Magma Storm at this point. I mean, there's a Latias, and that's about it. So I don't know if he'd necessarily go into that here, but he does. Okay, so we got up my rocks. That is going to be confusing to him because he might think that I am. He might think that I am not choiced. I mean, that'd be the most obvious idea. But yeah, I don't know what else his coverage will be. Toxic, Earthquake. You'd have to think he has Psyshock or Psychic. And then maybe a Dragon type move. Or Recover. You could have Recover, of course. So I think Donphan's not a bad switch. Donphan's nice against a lot of things though, so I don't want to waste it. I also want to get Hazards out of here as soon as possible, so we'll see what he decides to do. So he goes for Roost, so that's great. So I theoretically have a free knockoff here. I also just have a free spin, so I'm just going to go for Spin. We'll see what he decides to do. Earthquake won't do very much to me, and neither really will a special attack because of neither will a special attack because of my AV. I just realized, okay, so Weavile has the Z move. So keep that in mind. Knockoff theoretically could have been good there, but you know, I don't want to not hit a Skarmory. You're, you know, just waste on the Skarmory kind of thing, especially if he has Defog. You never know. So we know his three moves. We don't know his last move if it's potentially coverage. Like I said, I'm being careful here so I can try to preserve as much as possible. That's a pretty good Latias set. I like it. Yeah, we don't know if Amoonguss is going to be too useful yet against Latias, which, you know, you'd usually never say. You know, YOLO. Let's go into Amoonguss now, see what happens. So he goes into his Skarmory. Now I'm just going to press Spore, because this thing's a little bit annoying anyway. If he decides to recover, that's cool, but he decides not to. So what I'm going to do here is, I have a couple plays. I think I'm going to press HP Fire. He goes into Latias, but that doesn't really matter to me. Because, I mean, if he's going to have a chance to set up Hazards again, like, you gotta think he has an interest of staying in. Yep. So theoretically, if I get really lucky, that's fine. So I don't know what he has here. I don't know what he's got up his sleeve. He's got one covered move left. I can't just bring in Donphan because we're talking Hazards plus damage plus Toxic. That's not a fun combination, and Toxic is going to be hurting. So I don't want to just switch that in. Raikou might be the best bet. Because I do have Shadow Ball, and then that way the combination of moves probably won't kill me. Keep that in mind. So yeah, that Skarmory's asleep, which is nice. It's on the verge of dying, which is good. But yeah, we don't know what his last move is here. So I guess let's scout with Raikou, see what happens. Not necessarily the best. We'll see. Yeah, so he has Psyshock. And that won't kill. Now, after Shuka, I should be able to live this next hit. Here, he shouldn't really have an incentive to switch out, because he should think, okay, there's no way that Raikou can kill me from this range, and I should be able to just finish him off. That should be his rationale here. And again, Raikou doesn't have that much of a use this game. I mean, it was to like maybe handle a little bit of Cobalion, maybe damage Skarmory, but yeah, that's kind of why I just brought this. Psyshock probably wouldn't have done that much to Amoonguss either, but you know, we're talking still a stab Psyshock. So that does 37. Unfortunately, not very much damage. That is a bulky man. I guess we'll Shadow Ball again. I just want to get damage at this point, I guess. So we got Shuka. Well, that did nothing. So here he is free to... That wouldn't even have killed. So that's funny. I'm want to switch in Donphan because he's going to roost here. And I just want to press knock probably. Yeah, I'm going to press knock. We'll see what he decides to do. I'm pretty sure I didn't knock off his item, right? Oh, what just happened? Latios. Yeah, we have no idea what he has as of now. So we're just going to press knock off. Please don't kill. Okay. So here, we're going to spin and hope he doesn't wake up. Please don't wake up. There it is. That's annoying. So here we're going to go to Raikou, and we're going to press Volt Switch. So at least that'll give me momentum. That's annoying that didn't work out like that, because otherwise I could have killed him off there, but beggars can't be choosers. This also lets Amoonguss put something else to sleep. But yeah, that Latios is really holding everything down. Next time my T-Tar comes in, I can press Fire Punch once again, and that should be able to KO Skarmory for sure. But unfortunately, there's been a significant amount of stuff that's been withered down at this point, but that's nice because I get to go into Donphan. However, that also nearly kills me at this point, so I don't like that play. LMAO. I'm thinking just going into Amoonguss. Magikarp does not count. So yeah, we're just gonna go into Amoonguss, be able to eat up a hit if need be. But really, I just want to... He's got to think Spore is so obvious here. I'm gonna go for Sludge. I don't think he'd want to bring in Skarm at this point. I don't think so. He's definitely going to try his best to win this. So yeah, I mean, Electrode is super fast, but like, that's its only perk. So yeah, he decides to go for an HP Ice probably. So that happens, and what do I want to do here? Let's remember how Aftermath works with a contact move. So I don't want that to happen. I mean, you've got to imagine this isn't a contact move, right? So I'm going to press Giga Drain. Chances are he just wants to wither this thing down. And that way I can get an itty bit amount of recovery. So once again, keep in mind that playoff bracket is already set. So he has no chance of getting in bracket. It's just about surviving from relegation. you know, just the idea of his draft league resume being at stake. So yeah, we're gonna get that Giga. That's a nice 5%. Yeah, we're gonna see what happens here. Not sure what I see coming in here. I might need to sack, which sucks because obviously I want to do as well as I can. Really, what I need to think about too is once Latias goes down, once Lottie and Mega King get their work done, Heatran literally presses Magma Storm and it's GG. You know, as long as I hit. So keeping that in mind. Yeah, I mean, we'll see what he decides to bring in. I think Latias is the obvious bring. Unfortunately, with that Skarm core, it's doing a number to my team. So he decides to bring this in. I thought about this. I'm not sure what I want to do with it, though. So here's the thing. Raikou clearly has not been doing very much. The most it's going to be able to do is to get a little momentum against like Skarm, maybe even Gabalion, just through Volt Switch, but that's basically it. So, and once again, that Latias is proving to be a hassle. I don't know if he's going to try to Pursuit here. I mean, if he does, he just takes Rocky Helmet, and then, you know, it's not the end all. But I'd like to keep a Mungus, I think, if I can. Swallow is probably not going to be doing too much either. But, you know, I guess we'll see. I don't know if he has low kick. He very much could. He could also think my Heatran's just bulky, and so I want to bring that in eventually. But yeah, I'm going to have to sack Raikou, I guess. Because I don't see a better switch in. So that's fine. So I'm going to take a second here so he thinks that I'm considering all of the moves. I mean, theoretically, if I didn't have Heatran right now, I mean, at all, like just the remaining mods, I probably would lose if he has the right coverage, granted. But, yeah, so in that case, he might think... I don't know if he would think that. I don't know. I don't know what I want to do. It sucks because Heatran just does not have the coverage to knock Latias out from this range at all. Not at all. But nonetheless, so what are, let's see, how much damage did I do to Latias? When I had my Swallow, put the custom setting because it's literally right there. Latias, U-turn should have done 29 to 34, but it ended up doing 25. So very well could be max HP. Then there's a Raikou Shadow Ball we have to factor in. And that did 35 to 41, or it would, and I'm pretty sure it did like 37. So yeah, it's probably just a max HP Lottie. Should do 33. So he has a little bit of special bulk as well. So let's say he has like 48. Shadow Ball should still be doing less. Crazy. I mean, maybe if he's even fully sped up. He could be. It would still make sense if he's fully sped up. So, with that in mind, how much is Heatran doing? Diddly. So yeah, we're gonna press Magma Storm here. And good. Everything I wanted. Yeah, same dude. So I don't know. We also don't know what his what his item is. Like, what is his item? I feel like I've been playing this a little bit too precariously, where I'm just letting things walk over me, and just like toxic and everything, because I was so interested in differential. Again, not that it matters, because like if I don't get a 4-0 or higher, then I don't even have a chance of getting first. I wonder what he's going to decide to do here, because theoretically I could bring in T-Tar, but I could also bring in Swallow. So I don't know if he'd want to go for Psyshock or Earthquake. Here's the thing, I don't really see Swallow doing that much this game. You know, Specs, Swallow, it's alright. Theoretically, I could get a little sweep going on, even if this turn doesn't work out, aka through T-Tar. So let's put in custom set Swallow. Boom Burst does about half. We'll see what he decides to do, as he goes for a Psyshock. So yeah, that's fine. So here I have a couple options. I could go for Boom Burst, or I could go for Tailwind. I think Boom Burst is better, because if he decides to stay in, because I'm Specs, so like if I was to Tailwind and then go out to Donphan, you know, that would suck if he decides to. But like if I'm locked in Tailwind against a Skarm, that would suck, because that just wouldn't let me have any momentum. But here, if I stay in with Swallow, I get a significant amount of damage on him, and later he'll be in range of things. Granted, he already should have been in range of things, but unfortunately that's just not the case, so it doesn't put that pressure on him. So yeah, nothing dies right now by any means on his end. I mean, they can, it has potential to, but definitely no guarantees, especially if he keeps Lottie. As of now, we don't know Weavile's item. He could have Z, Icicle, Crash, whatever, you know. The Sub-Zero Slammer, whatever. But yeah, he decides to sack Skarm, so that's what I was saying, where it's like, yeah, I could have just sacked this, and then if I went for Tailwind, that wouldn't have been good. If he decides to bring in Weavile here, it's not great. With my FizzDef Amoonguss, why is it at 30? Is it really? Okay. I mean, obviously it's gonna be like 63, but I thought it was higher than that, but whatever. He could have Fake Out on his Kanga as well. In that case, I mean, going into Amoonguss would be pretty good. Amoonguss is good against Cobalion and Mega Kang, so that's worth keeping in mind. With its current set, T-Tar absolutely owns Latios, so that's nice. And Weavile, my only, like, if I lose Heatran, I lose the game if he has low kick on his Weavile. So keep that in mind. Absolutely need Heatran in that case, and I do have Flash Cannon. So that's not the worst thing, if it comes down to it. So again, if I win 5-0 or 4-0, cool, I'm still in the running. So he does decide to bring this in. And so I think my best play is to go to Amoonguss. Just like straight up, go to Amoonguss. He could fake out here because, I mean, Specs Boom Burst could do quite a bit of damage. So you gotta imagine he's threatened by that a little bit. So also there's this pressure of, when could I ever bring in Donphan again to get the rapid spin? So maybe he's like, okay, I'll just sack this. But I guess we'll see what he decides to do. He Mega Evolves and he goes for Power Up Punch. Okay. Pretty good play on his part. I'm not sure if Return's gonna kill me at this range. Probably will. I should still be fine even after a +2 Sucker Punch to be able to take it with Heatran and then kill off Weavile. Hopefully. Don't really know. This is one of the only things that Amoonguss is useful for anyway. And then Heatran can handle Cobalion and Weavile. Huh. Yeah, this Rocky Helmet is nice damage against him. So I think the best play, if he subs, I swear. But yeah, he goes for Return. And of course that kills him off. Not sure why I kept Swallow. Theoretically it could be good, but who knows. So yeah, Mega King has base 100 speed. My question is, do I need to go for a Magma Storm right now? Slash Cannon does 37 to 44 if he has no HP, and he very well could have HP. And basically, I'm gonna have to press Magma Storm. That Sucker Punch could kill me as well. If he has it. And if he has it, that means he's bulky and thus incentivizes me to go for Flash Cannon even more. I don't know how obvious it is that I'm Scarf, but I am in fact. Yeah, kind of scared about how much Sucker Punch is going to do, because if it... Okay, he doesn't suspect it, I guess. Maybe. Yep. So here what I'm thinking is, if he goes to Latias, so I don't think I'm going to be able to get that 4-0, unfortunately. Granted, if they do tie, which we've gotten a number of 0-0s in the league, if they tie, then theoretically I could still do it, because right now the idea is, right now he has no reason not to go for he has no reason not to go for Earthquake here. So what I'm thinking with this is Earthquake still wouldn't put me in killing range, but then I imagine you'd go to Cobalion, which is fine. Because I mean, Swallow ultimately isn't great for the rest of this game. Donphan is just nice in the sense that definitely could get off some damage on something, and then I could get a spin off too. That'd be cool. I'm just thinking, should I sack Swallow or go right into T-Tar? That's the question. Once T-Tar, or once Latios goes down, the rest of the game is in my hands. So that's cool. You gotta imagine he's scared of losing Latios too. So I think best play, sack Swallow, go into Donphan. One thing I actually didn't assess, which, you know, could be dumb, is how Assault Vest works with a Psyshock. I don't know if it does affect it. I know it does with the light screen. Yeah, so it doesn't affect it, and I will definitely live though, considering his set. So I'm free to spin, obviously, but is it necessary? No, absolutely not. But I can't imagine he'd want to lose Latios right now either, you know? And that's definitely a thing that could happen if he decides to sack it here. I guess the end of the day, I definitely don't need rocks off the field. Like, that's not going to change anything. It's just, I don't want to knock off Cobalion and then be like, well, that was just a waste. So I'm going to spin as he decides to Psyshock. Yeah, so can't win them all. Don't know what he's gonna go for here. Even if I can get this Latios in a range that Magma Storm kills, that'd be great. If he roosted there, I'm like, that meant to God. So last important play to think about. Tyranitar. Custom set. Against Cobalion. First off, 242 times 1.5. That will definitely outspeed Jolly Cobalion. +1 Earthquake. May just be able to kill. Now that's 363, so against a Weavile though, yeah, won't outspeed if he's ballsy enough to bring it in immediately. Granted, if he switches out Latios right now, that's actually not good for him anyway. And then hopefully I can just win with Heatran. If he's Scarf Cobalion, I lose. Put it that way. Like 100% I lose. And he already had Akka Berry on his Scarm, so I doubt he would have it on anything else. Earthquake did Diddly, which is nice. So yeah, I just get to press Crunch here. And hope that his... Okay, he had Colbert. So me knocking him off wouldn't have been a big deal anyway. So... it boils down to, can I hit 2 Magma Storms? Unless his Cobalion is... accidentally touched the dimensions there. Yeah, he's probably thinking, what can outspeed this right now? Which, the amount of time he's taking tells me that his Cobalion isn't Scarf. He knows I have Fire Punch, doesn't know I have Earthquake, I don't think. Not that that's a big deal. So if I decided not to kill him off there, would have been at +2. Would have outsped everything. However, after 12% plus 22 or so, I would be at like 8% health, which means I wouldn't have lived an Ice Shard from Weavile if he decided to go for it. So, worth noting. But yeah, not sure what he's deciding here. I mean, he has 2 options. LOL. But yeah, at this point, there's no way that I can, there's no way that I would be able to get first. If he outspeeds here, he's Scarf, and that means he wins. So, yep. Otherwise, Earthquake has a decent chance to kill. If it doesn't, then I just press Flash Cannon. Why did he do that? What? I don't understand that play. What were you baiting? Okay. Yeah, so superpower I guess was his idea, and then I wouldn't have killed him after that. But nonetheless, I'm Scarf Heatran, and he knows that. So, granted, I don't. Do I have Earth Power? Do I have Earth Power on that? Don't remember. If not, that would have been a really fun situation. No, I do have Earth Power. So, but yeah, so that was the battle. Basically, where this puts us is, so we're 8-2, differential of 12. If TB wins, they will be number 1. They'll be number 1. Whoa, crazy! Because that would mean Sydney would be. That would mean I'd face Gypsy. Holy crap! It's that essential. This battle is that huge. They're both 7-2, so the winner, the winner of that goes 8-2 versus 7-3. Literally, the winner of that determines who I face. Like, I face the loser in that. Crazy. Wow. Okay, that's eye-opening. I hope you all enjoyed. Thank you all for watching. See you guys in the playoffs when we have the bracket completely filled. Like, comment, sub it. Until later. Peace.